What's up, everyone? Welcome to Season Gaming Bitcast, episode 76. Got a great show for you today. A lot of topics. We're going to be talking about the PlayStation 5 Wired article and the details that came out. Talk about Halo Infinite losing its lead producer for the second time and a major Xbox executive departing. We've got updates for Division 2, Apex Legends, Control, and some delays to talk about as well. And we're also going to tackle some of our remaining most anticipated titles of the year. So with me, as always, Dan, Tacular, the Rally Racer. Lots of nicknames for this guy. And remote, as always, Bert Signs, south of the border. Bert, what's going on? Bert, you there?
Guys?
What the?
How y'all doing? Y'all shooting the Bitcast right now? Hey, nice.
Whoa.
Let's do this shit. Let's knock it out.
All right, so I guess we're all here.
Finally, it's,
About damn time you moved to Kansas City, am I right?
That's right.
All right.
I thought I smelled them coming.
Got my new car out there. You guys like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
looks
pretty
good.
nice.
Looks good.
Cool.
I like it. I'll have to get me one of those.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
All right, PlayStation 5, biggest topic of the week. So Sony out of nowhere is like, hey, it's 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. Why don't we talk about our next big console? Wired did another article on this, talked about the details. So we now have confirmation it's called the PlayStation 5, in case you guys were all wondering. We didn't know that ahead of time.
Groundbreaking.
It's coming holiday 2020, just like Scarlet, as everyone kind of anticipated. They confirmed a few specific details as well. So they confirmed it has ray tracing, within the GPU. So it's hardware level ray tracing. Good news there. Most importantly, they covered a bunch of details around the controller. So haptic feedback, some tension triggers, things of that nature. Pretty exciting here, guys. Nothing really too crazy we didn't know already. But really exciting to know it's definitively coming. Definitely coming. Holiday 2020. And I think we're all going to be there day one.
Yep.
Yeah, let me take that from you here with my... Sorry, it's my Spider-Man
Jesus. All right, he was only here for 4 minutes and he already got kicked out.
People ready? Yeah, this is going about as
This is why we didn't invite him previously, guys.
Yep.
So, on the PlayStation 5 stuff, not a lot of stuff that we didn't know or expect, I think. They finally officially called it the PlayStation 5, which did we think it was going to be anything else besides PlayStation 5?
And the best part is they said, but we don't know what we're calling the controller yet.
Oh, so DualShock 17.
The DualShock 6.
Yeah, it's all the stuff that's been kind of mentioned on this article. I guess it's now confirmed versus a rumor or something like that. It's cool to see. I think the hardest thing is for people to kind of put the concept of what the games will look like. What they would look like versus the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X today. We don't know anything like that. We have some more details on the hardware. Nothing really revolutionary there that we can't really put to the TV in our eyes yet, but cool to see, I guess. I mean, it's more stuff that kind of leaked from a news article versus Sony officially from like a video or a conference.
It was strange.
Yeah, we don't have any E3 yet, obviously, so maybe we'll hear more officially from them. No PSX yet.
No PSX?
That's scheduled. Maybe something will come out. But
they didn't talk about any software?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, didn't they mention that there was more first-party titles that were coming out or something like that in that article or something? But they didn't name any of them or something like that?
Not that I recall. I only saw that they just reaffirmed PlayStation 4. So, Last of Us 2,
backwards compatibility.
Ghost of Tsushima, and what am I forgetting? Death Stranding. So,
Man, I'm excited for it. So we're going to see how it is. I mean, the problem is, we're going to be spending, minimum probably $500 on this, and also the Xbox at the exact same time, pretty much.
I guarantee they're within 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably a week.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of be tough for people that can't afford it, but I'm ready for it, man. I mean, everything that we've seen, I still don't know what ray tracing is necessarily. You guys keep trying to tell me what it is. I don't understand it. It's I keep thinking of like sun rays. That's all that I can think of when you say it.
Think about it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Think of the mapping of the rays that come in from lighting. So think of that will have its own individual shadows, lighting.
Yeah, like everything lighting does. Like lighting reflects shadows and highlights the textures and the lights, and it's all of that actually rendered in 3D properly. Rather than they've kind of used tricks and shadows to make it look realistic previously, but think of the lighting in Gears 5.
Yeah.
How good it was on the Xbox One X, how beautiful it was. That at an even higher level.
Yeah. Did I read somewhere where Wired is owned by Sony? Didn't the last when it came out and they announced PS5, didn't they come out and say, wasn't that a Wired article as well?
It was a Wired one as well.
Yeah,
That's why people were wondering.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like they got some kind of, they're in cahoots, man. They're in cahoots. I don't really care. All I care about is that I will have a PS5 and playing some badass games on it. At the same time, playing a Xbox Scarlet with some badass games on it.
Xbox 72.
Yeah, whatever they call it. I don't care. It's awesome time.
Squared.
1 year from now. And I just bought a Gears 5 limited edition console, so that's awesome. So glad I could spend that $500 a year before I got to buy a new one. So, yay me. Yeah,
it was worth it.
It was pretty cool.
You got Elite 2 coming too. And Star Wars controller.
And Star Wars controller. And a lot of games.
A lot of games.
I'll just say that.
Well, yep, regardless, pumped for PlayStation 5, like Bert said. Not a whole lot of new details, but just I want to learn more about it. I'm ready for spring already, because by spring, before E3 is when we'll start to hear a lot more about these things.
Yeah. So we did see that beta picture of what the dev kit may look like. Do you guys think it will look anything like that?
No, they confirmed that's real.
Yeah.
It came back.
But that's the dev kit, though, right?
The dev kit, yes.
Yeah, so do we think that the dev kit will be...
No, it won't look
what
like
the
that.
street kit will look like? Okay, I'm curious what it's going to look like, because the last two have the flat... That thing looks massive, man. Like, where would you even put that?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Cool thing is you can throw it, it'll come back to you.
Right. That's awesome. It's the boomerang controller.
Kind of like the controller.
Yeah, the old boomerang PS3 one.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft will go... They've been really like clean and sleek design, very simple, straightforward. I think that's probably what they're going to do with maybe a little more lights or, something to make it look a little sharper.
I think it looks cool, but
just a lot going on.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's a giant footprint, but you know what? I don't care. I mean, at this point, I don't know where the technology is to put something in, make it smaller and more compact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they confirmed the chipset size, but the problem with these consoles is going to be cooling again.
Right.
And the last thing we want is a PS4 Pro engine again.
Right.
Jet engine. So, I mean, but then again, the Xbox One X is like half of a Pro, and it's silent.
Yeah.
But it also has that special cooling.
And the new PS4s, from what I've heard, the Pros are a lot quieter than the previous versions.
I think it depends on the game. My 500 million PS4 Pro is silent as can be. Mm-hmm. But then I've heard Ains had some games
Mine's
on
not.
PS4 Pro that's super
the exact
loud,
same console.
What the?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a game. Anyways.
Anyway, PlayStation 5. We're excited about it. Bring it on. Stole it.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
All right, so we had some big departures this week. In fact, one of them just today, as we're recording this on Sunday, or Saturday, she left, which is Mary Olsen, who's the lead producer on Halo Infinite, has just left. And if you recall, she's only been the lead producer for like 3 months, 4 months. So she took over after Tim Longo left. Earlier this year, we talked about that. And now she's actually moved over to the same company that the prior producer on Halo 5, Josh Holmes, working at the same company as him now. So, kind of interesting here, a little worrisome that obviously one of my most anticipated games by far, the lead producer a year out, has changed hands twice now. So I don't know what to think. I hope Halo Infinite's not in trouble. I doubt it, considering they reaffirmed again that it is a launch title for Scarlet. It's been in development a long time, new engine, premier title. It's going to be the make or break title for Scarlet at launch. Yeah. They can't mess this one up.
Other than Forza, but that's Forza. So
yeah,
Forza.
Halo's the title. If they nail it right, that'll make people buy Scarlet. That wouldn't normally buy it on day one regardless. People will buy Scarlet for a AAA blockbuster Halo game again.
Yeah, that's what they need, man. They have to have it come out. I don't know, what's going on. I mean, you aside from them, there's other people leaving. Not only Xbox but also PlayStation. And, things are just kind of in flux. It seems like at all these bigger gaming companies.
It's like an end of a generation transfer or something.
Right. Reggie left earlier this year from Nintendo. It's just
Sean Layden.
Yeah, Sean Layden. Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever, man. I don't know where are they going. Did it say the same?
Well,
company?
Mary went to that company I just mentioned. I forget the name of it now.
Yeah.
Mike. So. Same topic, right? Mike Guevara this week left Xbox too after over 20 years, and he was the VP of kind of like live services, basically.
Okay.
He hasn't announced where he's going. Sean Layden, we don't even still know what happened with Sean Layden, like the official word. Mike said he's leaving Xbox. It was his decision. Mary Olsen obviously left. Mm-hmm. No idea about Layden, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they're building a super company. That's just what's going to happen.
They're going to go work for the new Atari console. No?
Yep, no.
All right.
The Jaguar 32X.
The Visa.
The Jaguar 32X.
Dude, I'm sold. Let's go.
Let's go right now.
The only thing I'll say about the Mary Olsen leave is it's kind of strange that she's moving to the company that the previous person left to. A lot of times that happens when like a executive officer leaves, and then they might have a few people that come from the old company. But the fact that it's for one game and they keep losing leadership, I'm not sure if it's something yet to be confirmed though, but I think it's something to definitely listen a little further into.
Yeah.
Halo's only less than a year out potentially.
That's what I was gonna. That's the other thing I was gonna say. It could be that the story, the campaign, is done. Yeah. Now it's just polishing, right? QA and polishing. Yeah. Where multiplayer usually takes the betas and the fine tuning for the next, lead up to launch. So who knows?
But isn't that like an area where the producer would be very hands-on at that point?
Multiplayer?
Well, I mean, with anything, just the whole game. I mean, if she's the executive producer, I'm assuming she's
lead producer, whatever that is. I don't know how many there are,
but not necessarily just for the campaign. But yeah, it could be for the whole thing. Yeah, it's a weird deal, but
it's speculation on our part.
Totally.
We just don't know yet. We have to find out what the true story is from it all. I mean, people come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Well, it's the usual thing. Xbox guys will say it doesn't matter. PlayStation guys will say Halo's dead.
Yeah.
Xbox
is dead.
Halo is
crashing
dead.
on arrival.
Anyone says Halo's dead, you can just unsubscribe right now.
See you guys.
Yeah. All right. So we got a bunch of updates to talk about. First up here is Division 2 is getting the largest update for the game yet. It's called Title Update 6. Awesome name there. But it's actually 2 new story and classified missions again, 2 major ones. A new specialization called the Technician. New PvP mode, map, a bunch of cosmetics, bunch of fixes. So this is a huge update coming as you're probably listening to this on October 15th. So Tuesday. This is pretty good. I know you went back a little bit, play Division 2 after some of the updates. I haven't. I put so much time in at launch, and there's just so many other games I haven't gone back to it. But I may have to jump in and see what's changed after this one.
Yeah, it's been the last update was really good. It was, finally some new single player content. Some, I don't play a lot of the PvP or anything like that. So, but they're constantly putting in different cosmetics if you're really into that kind of thing. Getting the crates and everything. And that's fine. But it's this one's the Pentagon, I think, is part of it. So I'm really kind of excited.
Yeah, they've been talking about this one for a while.
This is the one I've really kind of been looking forward to. So I'm definitely going to jump back in and give it a shot. When does it come out, you said? Tuesday?
Tuesday as well, October 15th, as you're listening to this.
Yep, I am all in on that one.
Okay, I'll jump in with you.
Right.
I'd like to check out this specialization, too, the Technician.
Yeah.
Apparently he can fire like a 6-rocket barrage at groups of enemies.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Love it.
Bert, I know you're not big Division fan, so we will...
Bought it, played a little bit of it. It's not for me. I know you guys love it, but I'm just happy to see that they're one of the better games that support the community better than probably
they do a lot.
Released this year,
they do a lot.
Part, yeah.
So
it's no Anthem. But.
And Massive gives if you follow Division, Massive does a weekly live stream where they talk about all this stuff and the changes they're doing. State of the game, they call it. So, anyway, you can help us out on this one, Bert, or help me out, is a Control roadmap as well. So, Control, been a pretty big hit here since its release just a short while ago, and they've got a roadmap that includes a new mode called Expeditions, which is kind of not end-game content as you would think about that type of game, right? But it's kind of like a hard mode, replay mode of the game where it opens up some new stuff, and it's very challenging. That's coming for free for everyone. And then on the roadmap, there's actually 2 full expansions coming for the game called Foundation and Awe. One Foundation coming early 2020 and Awe coming in mid-2020. So I know you guys loved this game. Danny did the review for it, gave it a really high score. Bert, you just finished it and loved it. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're giving that free Expeditions mode, which is, as Zane said, it's not endgame content, but you can play that as a different mode to the story mode, which is kind of cool. If you have the season pass, was it that they were giving out? And if you bought the special edition, those 2 expansions will be part of that. But the free thing is the mode expedition. So some of the news that came out from Remedy was a little bit misleading because it said free mode, and then right after that it mentioned the 2020 content. A lot of people thought that the 2020 content was free with the mode, but it's not. You have to pay for those. So once again, it said 2020 early and mid when those other 2 are coming. If you're looking for more Control action in your life, pretty cool. So
more sweet control action. Yeah, I had a good time with it. I'm really excited about the single player DLC. I want to see what it's like. It's got possibly some Alan Wake tie-ins. So
nice.
I'm really wanting to play some more. It was a really good game.
I have to hope now that they are publishing on all platforms that we finally get an Alan Wake 2.
I hope so.
I have to hope. Because, I mean, now, on all platforms, with just the name of Alan Wake, you have to figure they'd at least sell 2 to 3 million copies.
Yep.
Easily.
They'd have to.
I'm pretty sure that game is free on one of the PC launchers. So this
on one of them.
On one of them. I think it might be Epic. I don't know for sure. But if you haven't played it, chance to play it.
If you haven't played Alan Wake, get on it.
Yeah.
I wonder how it looks on PC when you're running it at full now. It should be playable these days.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that
I don't know how it's optimized,
Alan Wake is backwards compatible on the
It is.
on the Xbox X and normal Xbox from the 360 version.
Yeah.
But that does feel a little bit dated today if you try to play it.
And I don't think it's backwards compatible, but I didn't get like a big update or anything.
We didn't get an enhancement. Yeah.
All right, one other big update, and we seem to be talking about this a lot lately, which is good, is Apex Legends. So they've got a Fight or Fright event that's running starting Tuesday, October 15th as well, to November 5th, so about 3 weeks. It includes a new mode called Shadowfall, which is like a new layout of the map, and special cosmetics just for this event, including some legendary things. So it's kind of like almost like a battle pass, but it's for just the event, and it's all free. So you can earn things playing through the event. So pretty cool here. I know we've talked a lot over the last several months about Apex Legends. You and I loved it, but we talked about how it really needed to kind of do some new stuff. And here in the past, 3 weeks, they've done a new hero, they've done a new map, and now they've got a 3-week-long event. So pretty good. They're starting to catch up.
Yeah, and one of the things we always say is you always go back to Apex and it plays just silky smooth.
Yeah, we played last week and it was like, wow, this feels great.
Yeah, so I'm glad they've got some new some new action for players that have been looking for Apex. I think it's really fun. The only thing I want to know about this, Fight or Fright stuff, is if it's really expensive from a paywall perspective, or if it takes too long to get that stuff for the holiday.
Yeah, if you have to play like hundreds of games.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, we'll give it a try, I'm sure. Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the key to those free-to-play games is, just keeping the content fresh, adding stuff, doing these little events. I mean, that's what keeps players interested, but you've got to be consistent, and do it over and over. Fortnite does it really, really well. In fact, they just shut down their game pretty much today as we're speaking about it. I don't know what happened, but it's gone. But Save the World also free now. So,
we'll have to talk more about that next week after we know all the full details.
We'll see what's going on. But I mean, it's good for players. That that's the key to these kind of games.
But your point is valid in that it's got to be consistent,
right?
Because the thing with Apex is it hit the ground running super strong, and then it just went flat for like 3-4 months where they had almost nothing,
right? And
that's when like a bunch of us lost interest and they lost a bunch of their player base. Whereas Fortnite, it's like every week there's something.
Yeah,
they've got that down really well. But
yep.
Anyway. All right, so let's talk about delay real quick. Sadly, Doom Eternal, one of my most anticipated games for the rest of the year, got delayed to March 20th, and they released Bethesda released a statement just saying they need more time. They want to make it the perfect Doom game. Perfect's a strong word, but perfect Doom game, and they need another 4 months to do that, which is fine. It's fine. There's plenty of games to play, and I'd rather Doom be fantastic. And funny enough, this lands literally just between Last of Us 2 and Cyberpunk. So perfect.
Yeah.
Give me a month with Last of Us, bring Doom on, and then I'll finish Doom and roll right into Cyberpunk for the rest of 2019.
All right.
2020.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's I think it's kind of good, kind of like you're saying. I'm still playing backlog stuff from earlier in 2019. I haven't even bought a lot of the newer games, so definitely I'm okay with that. And one of the things I was thinking with you guys is there really haven't been that many delayed games this year. When you think about it, there was a couple years ago where I used to see like every game that we were hoping for in the fall was getting delayed. That's kind of gone away, and this is the first big game that's been really delayed in 2019 that I can remember.
There definitely should be some more.
Oh yeah. Great point.
I wonder if they're just waiting. Like we saw Cyberpunk wait for their release date for a long time. Last of Us 2. Mm-hmm. Like they're just waiting now until I think they really know they can hit the date. Right?
I think that's become smarter. Because like if Last of Us told us that they were going to release in the fall and then that it was getting delayed till 2020 spring, people would have freaked out. Yeah. So maybe that's the smart thing to do nowadays.
Well, I mean, because now you can go, okay, well, these guys are going to be playing Last of Us 2. We'll sneak in there right between these two and give them that buffer, because Doom doesn't take a long time to finish. I mean, unless you're playing a lot of multiplayer, totally understand that. But like as far as a single player campaign, you can get through it in a few days if you really wanted to. I'm assuming this one's going to be pretty similar. I'm fine with it only because there was plenty of other games, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. But I mean, I love Doom. I love the single player, at least part of it, and this doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. Yeah. It's going to be even better because they get the extra 4 months. Awesome.
The only thing now is like, all right, now we've already got enough games in first quarter. You can stop now.
Yeah. Now is a good time.
Just stop. But we know there's going to be like another 10 before we even know what's happening.
I wonder if there's going to be like a silent period before PS5 and Xbox Scarlet comes out.
That late summer.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be indie game heaven. Late summer, I bet. You won't have any major releases. I don't know where Ghost of Tsushima is going to fall. I mean, they haven't even shown anything about that game.
Nope.
Even when they first debuted it, there was very little true gameplay there.
I bet you it'll be a launch title for the PS5, but obviously backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4.
They just save it for the launch.
It seems like the right thing to do at this point.
Yeah, the only thing I've heard about it is that Shu has been checking it out, right? And that
buddy?
Yeah.
Shu.
Was it Shu or is it... Yeah, I think it was Shu. And he's, every time he sees it, he says it's the most beautiful game he's ever seen. So...
It's probably running on the new hardware.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking too. So if it's cool.
And maybe that's what they did. They said, this is coming up to the end of the generation. Let's just give them the dev kit early. They probably got the dev kit months ago or whatever it may be. And maybe, like you said, they're optimizing it for PS5 now.
It could be what they did with Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild was initially supposed to come out for the Wii U, and then out of nowhere it got delayed, like when it wasn't supposed to be. And then it came out launch day on the Switch.
Yep.
But you could still get it on the Wii U if you wanted, even though the performance is fairly similar between the Wii U and the Switch. But they have to have something to combat the Xbox One that's going to have the slightly better power, and then they're going to have Halo, Forza, all the other games. So they have to have something that's going to be a knockout for the PlayStation fans. So maybe that's it.
Xbox One.
Xbox One?
Did you just name? You said to combat the Xbox One.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
The next Xbox.
The Xbox 2.
The Scarlet.
Jet lag.
Scarlet 7. Jet lag.
Driving lag.
Yeah, driving lag. Yeah, that car is kind of loud. It'll wear you out. So with Doom being delayed then, guys, since that was one of my most anticipated games the rest of the year, we're in mid-October. We're actually winding down now, major releases, even though it still feels like there's a ton left. So what are your guys'... Let's talk about our kind of most anticipated releases the rest of the year, right? We've got Outer Worlds in like 10 days. We've got... What comes out same day as Outer Worlds? Modern Warfare comes out same day as Outer Worlds. I'm glad they're very different games.
Luigi's Mansion.
Got Luigi's Mansion 5 days after that, which is awesome. Then we've got Pokemon. We've got Death Stranding. We've got Star Wars. And...
A couple of them that didn't have release dates but claim to still be calendar date is Biomutant, which is...
ain't coming out this year.
It's been as December 31st for a very long time.
Yeah, that's not coming out.
Dying Light 2,
no, that's
2020. Been
2020.
Officially pushed to 2020, but for some reason on some release dates it's still December 31st, 2019, which is really weird.
Yeah.
December's always kind of a slow month for releases, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought there was something in early December, but that's okay. I think we got the major ones.
Yeah, those are for sure the biggest ones, and I'm probably going to play them all.
I'm going to play... I'm still debating on Pokemon, of course, but I'm really looking forward to... I'm glad Luigi's Mansion's almost here. We can get that Switch going again. Modern Warfare I'm pumped for from a multiplayer perspective. Although I'm going to play the campaign too, but I mean just having a new, fresh multiplayer sweet. And I think Outer Worlds is probably my top. I'm not as excited... I know you guys probably more than me, but I'm not as excited about Star Wars as I think I should be.
I'm the one that said it might flop. So as far as from a... hey, May, I mean, there's something about that game that just looks off to me. And if it's...
No, you're right.
There's also been the rumors that it's like extremely hard, that it plays like a Souls type
But now I'm starting to like it more when you say that.
Well, so and I'm starting to like it
if
way
you
less.
If you do that, then you're going to alienate all the other folks that may just be a casual Star Wars fan that wants to play something else.
I don't think you can do that, right? Like, that's why I think those rumors are false.
Yeah.
No, a major Star Wars release, there's no way they're going to make it like Dark Souls difficulty. No way.
I hope not. That's my biggest fear with this game coming out.
You can just give me the control on the hard drive if it happens.
See, that's the thing. Aside from, that worries me a little bit, but like you said, Outer Worlds is probably the top.
Yeah, that's
because, I'm just wanting that, I don't know, that
choice-driven, single-player game.
Gosh, I just hope it's meaty. That's my biggest thing.
They have warned people it's not as big of a Fallout game. A lot of people are expecting a Fallout game.
Right, but within that, as long as it's not Rage 2, that's what I don't want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that really quick.
I think even just what we saw of it at E3, we can tell it's deeper than that.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, that shouldn't be too hard
to
pull off. But,
some other big games that are coming out is Medieval, the remake.
Yeah.
So if you're a big Medieval
I consider
fan,
like AA.
Gotcha.
More of an A.
I didn't mean that in a bad way, but I mean that a Medieval remake is not up there with Modern Warfare and
no, but it's the big remake from Sony this year because they've had, I guess, Spyro the year before that, and then there was a Shadow of Colossus the year before that. So if you're looking for the different classics that are being remade, Just Dance 2020.
Yeah,
can't wait to play that.
Still coming out for the Wii.
I'm getting it.
Not even shitting
still
you.
Coming out
still
for
being
the Wii.
Developed for the Wii.
Yep.
And then there was one more that Shenmue 3, which is kind of like the joke that after we've seen some stuff, if you're a big Shenmue person, this might be a huge game for you that you've been waiting for a long time. The first impressions were very much like, wow, this game's still from 1998.
They were rough.
So, but if it's something big for you, that might be something. But it's, at the moment, funny enough, I did reserve the limited run game special edition that they had for it, which sold out like in 2 minutes. So I have that coming. But
they make 8 of them?
No, I think there's only
super
like
limited
1,000 of them.
Yeah, that's why it sold out. That's about right.
Yeah. Anyways, the fall actually just got a lot more easier to handle, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm not as intimidated because I'm not big on Death Stranding. I'm not big on Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, I'm not super pumped for. I'm going to get it, but I'm not super.
I'm actually excited to play the new Grid, even though it came out this past week. It's
reviewed a little lower, I saw earlier.
Some people had it's really weird. It's kind of very divisive at the moment. There's some people that have it at like a low 80s or whatever. Other people have it at 90s. I've seen a few 70s and 60s.
Yeah, I saw Game Informer had a 7 on it.
Yeah, and I've seen some other people say they absolutely love it. So I don't know I don't know. I'm interested to check it out.
Yeah.
Hoping for a good Black Friday sale on it. So
nice.
Is Star Wars your most?
No, I'd say Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars is probably right behind that, followed by Death Stranding. Mostly because I want to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yep.
It's less of a I still don't know what's going on.
I'm just glad it's going to be out in 3 weeks?
Is
4 weeks? It's pretty close.
November, right?
Yeah.
November 8th, I thought.
8th or yeah.
Yeah, we can see what all the hype is about.
Yeah.
Or, see who's
So bigger chance of a flop, Death Stranding or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Bigger chance of a flop. What do we mean? Critically or commercially?
Critically.
Both.
It's tough.
The
problem is, so Star Wars is going to get some of those reviewers that are Star Wars nuts, and so it's automatically going to get 9s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Death Stranding is the same thing. You've got those hardcore Kojima PlayStation guys that are like, this game's Game of the Year already.
But is there enough of those to combat a Spider-Man, a God of War, that kind of game, to where you can talk sales numbers and be like, well, I don't care if you don't like God of War, it's still sold, 40 million out of a joke or whatever. But I don't know.
It's hard. I'm kind of biased. No shit, right? In the sense that if I'm thinking about developers, Kojima versus Respawn, for Respawn with the Star Wars license, I'm betting on them.
Okay. What do you have Death Stranding on a Metacritic score at the moment, if you were to guess?
Right now, I'd say 89.
86.
Whoa. I say 77.
Whoa.
You're
I think you're on the other end of the spectrum. Yeah.
There's something about that game that I think is going to turn people off.
Oh, I guarantee there will be.
What do you have Star Wars?
I think it's going to be hard for people to admit that.
From a reviewer standpoint?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think with all the hype and all the time, I don't know.
I wonder if it gets the Crackdown and even the Ghost Recon Defenders that people tell me I'm supposed to hate this game, but I actually love this game.
It'll absolutely get
So I wonder if it gets that. So where do you have Star Wars then? You had Death Stranding at
89. Star Wars, see, that's the thing. I don't know anything about the gameplay. If it's I'd say probably closer to like an 82-ish.
82? Not you. Early prediction.
Throwing it out there.
I'm going to go 88. Slightly higher than Death Stranding.
Wow. Okay. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's...
People are so starved for a single-player Star Wars game.
But it's got to be good. That's the thing.
But it's Respawn, man.
Well,
everything they touch is good.
No.
They've made... Think about it. They've made Titanfall. They made Titanfall 2.
Sure.
But remember, Titanfall 2 flopped from a sales perspective.
Right.
Critically, it was super high rated. Yeah. We're talking critically.
We're talking critically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been talking critically.
Okay, so...
And they made Apex.
Yeah.
All of those are like butter.
Butter.
From a gameplay perspective.
Right.
Last remaining flawless studio from EA, pretty much.
Yeah, no, I'm still confused as to why they signed with EA. I don't understand it.
Money's
Right,
money.
but building something like that, right, and saying, though, the gameplay is great, but a lot of Star Wars fans are more focused on the lore and the story and what's behind it.
Yeah.
And that's what has me concerned a little bit because, I know this takes place between, a certain time
After
period.
the end of Jedi, right?
Oh, dang, I just remembered something. So the new movie's coming out in December.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be riding that tidal wave. So from a sales perspective, it'll probably do really well. From a review perspective, that's what's to be determined.
Well, I mean, look at like Battlefront. It's like 13 or 15 million copies. I mean, Death Stranding's not going to do that.
No. I just don't know
Death Stranding's not going to sell more than Spider-Man.
No.
Oh, not more than Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's only at like 11. So
really? I thought it was like 15 plus.
Is it?
Yeah, because Arkham Knight and Arkham City were in the 13-14 range.
Yeah,
and
No, I'm
Spider-Man.
talking about I was thinking of exclusive. I could have sworn Spider-Man only passed 11, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just talked about that too.
Yeah, we'll look at it.
No idea.
Anyways, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, all this stuff's coming out within the next 60 days, so we're right around the corner.
So what was we were talking about most anticipated games? You had to pick one. You said Outer Worlds. What's yours?
Outer Worlds. Yeah.
Mine's probably Outer Worlds as well. I take it back. Luigi's Mansion 3 is my number one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I was talking to y'all about this today. I got a ton of backlogs to still catch up to. I mean, there was I just finished Metro Exodus, and that's one of my favorite games of 2019 now. So
good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. I was trying to pull it up quickly while you guys were chatting, but I think I'm way off on the sales. I think you guys are right. I'm just forgetting.
That usually happens.
That's normally
Doesn't
the
matter.
case.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what we're currently playing.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to say here again because last week I talked about Borderlands 3 and Gears, and I've actually from last when we recorded, I haven't played any. I had 3 days of work and then I've been traveling, so I haven't played anything outside of those games prior. I did get a code for Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair,
Cool.
which you guys saw for 5 minutes earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be playing that, and just picked up Concrete Genie, which I'm just going to start as well. I'm looking forward to that. But not much to talk about outside of that.
Yeah, so I finished Control completely. I think I mentioned that last Bitcast. Went back, got the 1,000 gamer score, just finding things. Restarted my game for Metro Exodus. Finished that. Absolutely loved it. Even did the DLC, which just recently came out. Loved that as well. And then been doing a little bit of traveling recently. And I've been playing more of Link's Awakening on the Switch. So that's actually a lot of fun. Surprisingly,
it is really good. Man.
Surprisingly, there's a few technical issues with the game in handheld mode, which is kind of weird. It chugs in certain parts, which I didn't expect.
Dude, it's a very high technical achievement game, so you can't expect
graphically demanding.
Yeah, you can't expect with that level of ray tracing
I
for
would
the
say
Switch
that
to keep
it
up.
does need a performance patch for that game. You can still play it; it's still playable, but there's a few places that it chugs out of nowhere. That I'll show you, Dan, if you hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You know what's interesting? Not to go before you. What's interesting about that? We don't often they look at resolutions and stuff when we get the third-party ports. You know what I mean on the Switch because they're usually
Garbage.
struggling.
Yeah.
Dang, that face! That was awesome.
Ooh, look at
You
that.
can make faces. We're all in the same room. See, it's like. But most first-party games really don't get the critical eye, the Nintendo first-party stuff, the same way. We're not seeing Digital Foundry analysis on each of the first-party Nintendo games.
Well, they did with the Zelda Breath of the Wild because of the difference between the Wii U and the Switch.
And the Wii U runs better.
Yeah, the Wii U runs it smoother because it was initially designed for the Wii U, which
Yeah.
was kind of funny. They did a little bit with Mario Odyssey, but not enough. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I'll show you what I mean. I haven't seen it docked yet because I haven't had a chance to play it, but I would assume that it would perform better at 720 versus the 900p that it runs when it's docked. So I don't know, but you can see some stuff there that's weird.
I've been playing mine under the light, so I don't know if that makes a big difference.
This guy.
I do. I sit in my bed. That's one
No,
thing.
I'm laughing at
That's
the fact
sweet.
that you bought a light too.
Yeah. so the light runs on the same chipset as the new.
Right, I didn't know if
Switch
there was
that I
something
have.
inside. No?
No,
Okay.
it's the same thing.
Well, I haven't seen any issues with it, but I love it. I've been playing that too. But it's kind of, that's my game that I go in and play a little bit every night before bed.
Yeah.
And then and then other than that, I've been playing Ghost Recon, which was a huge mistake. It's basically Wildlands, but more broken. It's every bad thing in Ubisoft games all mixed into a giant kettle and then cooked way too high of a temperature. then served cold.
Like that brisket, right? Am I right?
Yeah, right. Just like that damn brisket. Yeah, it gets all rubbery and it was not great. Yeah, really cold center like the sausage I had last night. We're gonna talk about that anymore. Anyway, it's gosh.
Well, I'm
still going. I'm still chugging along.
You're still beta testing Breakpoint, right?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Is that what that is?
I played the alpha. I played both betas, and now the final version. And now the alpha was just trash. The first beta was pretty much trash.
Compost?
Yeah, it was. And then the second beta, I was like, man, this is like a week away from release. What's going to happen? The answer was not much. So there's just so many bugs. Like there's times where you're just like, this game, there it is. Like you see it, and you're like, yes. And then something falls on your face, or out of nowhere. It
or
just
the
happens.
girl looks like she just came out of Hellraiser from the helicopter crash.
It was disgusting.
That was hilarious.
Oh my god!
I've heard of NPCs falling levels inside of houses and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's all over the place.
The weird thing is, so Ubisoft, we've joked about it, right? Ubisofty is their games have the similar engine, formula, layout, everything. How do you go from Wildlands and everything be so broken in this game?
Yeah. I mean, it's like Wildlands, was just monotonous over and over, same kind of thing, very repetitive. This is the same thing. It's a little bit. They've got a little more choice as far as what you want to do, as far as like side missions and stuff like that go. But it's still, Wildlands, but broken.
But it's the same engine, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand it either.
It's similar. It's an upgraded engine.
It's not the same dev.
It's not correct.
That's the difference.
That might be what it is.
It must be because it's just. There's times where you're talking, like you're in cutscenes, and like you're just looking from like here down on your while she's talking, or you see like her chin or something, and then like the next scene, like it's like up here and you see like her face, and it's all over the place.
The scene you posted on Twitter where it was a cutscene and people were wandering
around.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
What are we doing here?
It's so like I'm enjoying certain parts of it. Like you get that mission where you completely stealth everything, and you're just like, yeah. That's what this game has, and it can be. Except that stealth is mostly broken. It's just such a. It's almost to the point now where it's just parodying itself. It's like the Ubisoft's parody title, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, but there's so much. Like the weapons, they have there's no point in having new weapons aside from an arbitrary color and number. It just doesn't do any good. The level 30 hat that you have is the same protection as a level 1 beanie. You might have a helmet. It just nothing makes sense. And
sounds like they tried to add too many systems in it without polishing them.
Yeah. Here's the Division loot system, but really only 10% of it. And it's just so.
The head of that studio is like, add Division loot mechanics.
Yes.
And they just didn't think about it.
Well, I wonder if Ubisoft kind of got a little full of themselves through this generation, because if you remember. Last generation, Ubisoft was a good developer, a lot of stuff. They're known mainly for Assassin's Creed. And they really hit like the cruise control where the games started coming out and the games were just awesome. And now the games that are releasing now have tons of issues with them that are either glitches or there's the microtransaction controversy that we've seen as of late. I don't know what Ubisoft is doing, but hopefully they get it together here in the near future.
As far as those go for this game, I've heard a lot of things about how egregious they are, and they are. But totally unnecessary.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
cosmetic.
It's all cosmetic. It's really you don't even need to think about it.
People were saying that it's very similar to Odyssey. Odyssey, you could buy all kinds of crap, but you didn't have to. I didn't buy anything.
But Odyssey ran well.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Odyssey was an amazing game, so I think people overlooked it. Whereas this one, it's like, all right, now we're pissed at this game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to 100% finish that thing and get through it, and because the story isn't terrible.
Yeah.
It's not.
The best thing you can say is it's not terrible.
Like, I'm invested in what's going on. I like to see where it pans out. Some little twists and turns here, but for the most part, it's it's bad. It's just bad. That's the best way to put it.
I don't think it's just coincidence that this is so messed up and bad, and it has the fake Punisher as the lead antagonist.
Yeah,
fake Punisher.
I don't know why he's the fake Punisher. He's a good Punisher.
He doesn't like Jake Barenthal at all.
What the hell did you just say?
Okay,
Tom Hardy would beat his ass.
I don't think so.
They're both about the same height, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, but Tom Hardy
would backbreak him, man.
Yeah, let's not get into this because
John Barenthal, come on now.
Well, he's not great.
Not Punisher.
He's not Tom Hardy bad. Nobody's Tom Hardy.
I shouldn't be able to pick up Punisher with one hand. All right, goddammit.
Who'd you like better? Dolph Lundgren?
There was
Thomas Jane, man.
Thomas Jane?
Tom Jane. But there was a guy before that was in Punisher Warzone.
Yeah, dude.
What's his name?
Punisher Warzone.
I don't remember that. I don't think I
forgot his
You haven't
name,
seen Punisher Warzone?
I don't think I have.
Forget. This is why you like John Barenthal. Get out of here.
It's very
Ridiculous.
B-movie Punisher, but the gore in it is hilarious.
It's
awesome.
Warzone. He literally just goes to town on
He was
that.
a good Punisher, funny enough.
Yeah, and he was tall and strong and rough, unlike Mr. 5'6" Pansy Boy. All right, moving on. I'm getting mad.
Picture me acting as Punisher.
Have you seen John? He's 5'6".
He's 5'9".
Well, he's Bert.
Yeah,
So
so
shorter than I am.
Should Bert be Punisher?
Yeah, picture me trying to kick your ass
but
in a
he's-
Punisher outfit.
That would never happen. Or in any outfit.
Exactly. That's the point.
But he's not. I don't even. You even see him really in this game that too much.
No,
but,
I'm joking about the game. I'm talking about I got so excited. We're off topic here.
Yeah,
got so excited about the
cares?
Punisher show, and then they announced him as the lead, and I was like, you got to be effing kidding
So his
me.
name was Ray Stevenson in Warzone.
Yeah, and he was like 6'3" or something.
tall.
Like, he's a big dude.
Ray Stevenson.
You gotta, if you haven't watched that movie, you gotta watch that movie, man. Warzone's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's awesome. Anyways, we'll
Anyway.
come back to this
Yeah.
another time.
I get passionate about Punisher. Sorry.
And I hate Tom Hardy.
I think Jay Baron.
Damn it.
I think Barenthal would be a good Wolverine, believe it or not, if he was
He
to
might be.
do his little moves.
He's a little
and then-
shorter. He fit the size.
Yeah, you know, like Hugh Jackman, that's like 6'3",
Yeah, it
who's
doesn't make any
taller
sense.
than the whole cast of all the X-Men, and he's supposed to be Wolverine.
At least
even though he was amazing as
At
Wolverine.
least, and at least, like he got like fucking jacked.
he got jacked.
for
Yeah,
Wolverine.
he was pretty sexy.
What are we ready? What are we ready for? What's
We're
our
ready
next
for
segment?
a local on the house, in the house, on the house.
on the
Yeah, it's
house?
free. It's free as well. You don't have to
Yeah.
pay to listen to this bullshit.
Yeah.
In the
All
house.
cosmetic.
Name that game. So,
I like
Bert,
this shirt here.
now that he's here on site, we're making him do the name that game, and we are ready for you. Let's go.
So I don't have to Photoshop myself into like a steel.
No,
book or,
you're
like,
you're
a
right here
microphone.
already.
Hey,
I mean,
That is. Let's get him.
yeah.
soft hands.
I mean, you're already about the same size as the mic, so
Whoa.
you just
I think I have to like look
That's
over
some
it.
cherry cordial stuff upstairs, Bert, for later.
All right, name that game for this week. The game was released on 2008.
On 2008?
In 2008 for the PlayStation 3.
That's the one console I didn't know. So, super duper. 2008, PlayStation 3, Twisted Metal Black.
No, that was a great game though. I like that game.
That was a good
Didn't
game.
sell as
I
much.
don't even know
as
if that
it
was for
should've.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Was it?
black.
Yeah.
It's 2.
Yeah,
That's
see,
PS4.
screwed
I'm
up
thinking
already.
of just Twisted Metal was the
The rebrand,
or whatever, Yeah.
As we always say, bring us a goddamn new Twisted Metal, will you?
Yeah.
I don't care that David Jaffe's an idiot. Just get someone else to do it.
Yes.
Can't be worse than Gearbox's idiot.
Yes.
Gearbox. What happened?
I don't know.
CEO of Gearbox.
Oh, Randy. Yeah, we don't need to talk about him either.
Anyways,
Unless you want to see a magic trick.
Magic.
that was horrible.
2008
2008 on
PlayStation
the
3.
PlayStation 3.
I'm going to use my question right away. One of them.
Go ahead.
Is it exclusive to the PS3?
You probably would have answered that in the next question.
So I will tell you that it is exclusive to the PlayStation 3. So the answer is yes.
Okay.
However, you can play it like on the PlayStation Now and stuff like that, which is on the PlayStation
That's
4
fine.
and
That's
stuff
fine.
like that. So yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Shadow of the Colossus.
No, great game though, in my opinion.
And the only reason I guess that is because it's right behind your head, the steel book there.
Let's see what's over here.
Yep.
Borderlands 3 is my guess. No.
Okay.
one.
Next clue, which would be Ainsley's guess. Other games in this franchise later came out on the PlayStation 4, PSP, and PS Vita. So not the exact game we're talking about, but the games of the franchise have come out on other PlayStation hardware.
Here's my question.
Go ahead.
Is it a platformer?
Yes, for the guess that we're talking about, it is. But the other games that I've mentioned that have come out in the franchises do mix up other things as well. So
Okay.
it does span across different genres if you're talking about the franchise.
This game specifically, though.
The game that you're trying to guess is a platformer.
Wow. Good question.
No problem.
Saints is guess.
Yeah, platformer, 2008, right in my area here. I still got nothing. Still got nothing. I'm looking at Red Dead stuff, and that's not
Don't
helping.
be cheating with that stuff over there.
Yeah, I don't think it's Red Dead 2 or Halo 2, so I think you're in good shape.
Wait, what'd you say?
It is Halo 2.
It's a platformer exclusive to the PS3. Yeah, Halo 2, correct.
Jeez.
Jack and Daxter go to Daxtown.
No, but I wish they would reboot Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Great-
I love those
great
games.
series. Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, they need to bring that one back. Too busy on other stuff.
Too busy making fucking Last of Us 2. That's fine. We don't need Jack and Daxter. Make Last of Us.
Man. Ratchet and Clank.
No, those are great games too.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we did get a remake of the original.
Yes, we did.
Good too.
Yeah, fantastic. Finished it all. All right, question number 3. When this game was developed, 3 different studios contributed to its development.
The corner right here. It has been digging into my gut.
You don't got no gut.
I got something over here that will beg to differ. All right. So say that one more time.
So when this game was being developed finished development in 2008, 3 different studios assisted in the development. In other words, it was not just one studio.
Okay. Platformer, PlayStation 3. I'm just going to stick with that because I have no idea. Well, I'm going to give it to the... Dang, man. Medieval.
No.
That's the first one.
Actually, a pretty good guess, but that was PlayStation 2 that Medieval came out on.
Oh, the first
Two?
one.
I thought it was PS1.
Yeah,
It might have even been PS1.
I think
Yeah.
it was PS1.
Was there sequels to Medieval?
No.
I was going to say, I played the first one. I never played the other
I
ones.
didn't know if there was any on the Vita or PSP.
Your guess, sir.
PSP.
I don't have one. I really don't. Let's go with
Medieval 2.
Maximo.
Maximo, good game.
2.
Didn't you have that
I
as
did.
your...
Yeah, that was mine.
Love that game.
That was on
I think
PS2.
that's incorrect.
Yeah.
That's incorrect.
They
All right,
reboot
so
that game.
the game, different levels in the game have geography that is designed from the real Earth. In other words, it's not spacey. It's not some other dimension that this game may have been set in. Everything that you see from a geography perspective is from Earth.
Like mountains?
Mountains, water, continent design, stuff like that.
Like photorealistic?
So when the developers took it, they did take photos and stuff from Earth,
Okay.
and they designed their levels from those
That
different
wasn't the
pieces.
question, by the way. That was just
No,
a
that's
freebie.
fine.
Oh, I got a guess.
Yeah.
Do it.
Little Big Planet.
It is Little Big
Nice.
Planet. Yes, good guess. Other
Bravo.
clues from this. The next one was the main character is known as one of the top 50 biggest
Sack
icons
boy.
in gaming industry. You can control his emotions while playing the game,
Yeah.
meaning happiness, sadness, worry, and anger. The game's tagline is play, create, and share. It's narrated by Stephen Fry.
Yep.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Sure.
The game that I was telling you about that spans to a different genre is go-karting. There was a go-karting Little Big Planet game.
Yep, there was.
And the franchise initially came out, didn't do too well, but ended up getting some traction later on in some games once the level editor came out. So
Yeah, it's a really awesome game. I
Yep.
love Little Big Planet. So Media Molecule, tons of personality in their games.
Yep.
Nice.
And that's what, they finished up with that series and started working on Dreams, which they've been working on
Yep.
for years.
I still need to play Part 3, which is the PlayStation 4 game. So
I never played it either.
I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
So, all right, fellas.
Yeah.
Well, good having Bert here since he's moved here. This will be what we're like every week now, so it's
Yep.
better off.
Didn't move here.
All right, so let's go ahead and close out. We got a few things to talk about real quick. I'm going to be doing a review in the future for Ukulele, the Impossible Layer. That's a 2D ukulele. Bert's doing a video on the PDP Xbox controller, right?
Yep.
As Bert's here, we're going to be actually publishing a couple of other videos too. We're actually going to do a video of my game room. I've posted pictures before, and people have asked a ton of questions, so we're going to do a whole walkthrough crib-like video,
Crib style.
but
Yep.
not as stupid as cribs, hopefully.
He actually
More
does
stupid.
live here. This is not some museum. Cribs would show fake houses of celebrities.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
is his real
That's
house.
true.
Yeah.
We're going to do a fun video probably later in the week. You'll see once it's edited of playing some shovelware on the Switch.
Yep.
And then I've got a new industry perspective coming in the near future as well.
Dan's
So-
got Ghost
Couple
Recon.
things. I'm gonna do Ghost Recon. Yep. And eventually, if I can just finish up the, difficulty, the easy mode article I've been writing on. It's about 80%. So
Got a lot of stuff coming.
it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just also had travel and some work craziness and a lot going on. That's
More
kind
travel
of
coming too.
delayed us a little bit, but we'll get there. So anyway, stay tuned. It was really fun filming this here with the three of us. So I'm excited
Good to miss
to
you.
share it with everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out now, guys.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Back through the portal.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Thanks as always. Please, if you like, let us know what you like about the show. Subscribe, like, share, email to your family members. Even if they don't game, you never know. Maybe we'll get one or two here and there. Relatives, random people you meet online.
Grandparents.
We have grandparents.
Yeah.
We like our older listeners for sure.
They dig that stuff.
If you've got kids over the age of 1.5, show them. You never know. They might.
We like getting that grandma check for like $1.50. It comes in to support the channel.